Oh, champ. Run up these likes. Run up these likes. Run up these likes. And when the video was done, hit the hype. Charleston White is going to get Akademiks boom, gang. I ain't going to lie. I don't even think people really paying attention all the way. Charleston White going to get Akademiks boom. Now, Akademiks is somehow supposedly trying to involve Charleston White in this Maino beef, right? But truthfully, the way Ak is talking about Maino is going to get Akademiks boomed. I'm going to tell you why in just a second. Actually, you're going to find out why for yourself. Smash up on the like, share the video. This is crazy, man. This is why I run up these likes. Let's jump in. This is what, let's go. Come on.
Get into it with a New York.
Maino, all the huffing and puffing he doing, when he was there that night when Troy Ave attacked Stone. His girlfriend got face.
She is lying. He
ain't had no energy for Troy Ave. He knew that Troy Ave did it.
So now, you trying to say that Maino is soft? That Maino was supposed to get back on Troy Ave because he shot a weapon that hit his girl in the face. Now, first of all, if Maino don't got a strap, what is Maino to do? Number one, did he get his girl to safety? That's all he can do at the time. Temp, if you don't have a weapon on hand, what do you expect him to do? Was he supposed to make an imaginary weapon and do something, champ? So I went to jail. How was it even remotely possible for Maino to do something? And you basically saying, well, Maino ain't on nothing because he ain't do nothing to Troy Ave. But there is a long list of people that Maino have done something to, though. By the way, X out that whole situation. It's a very long list of people Maino done things to. Okay? You don't know because you weren't in America yet. Or maybe you was. You just wasn't into hip-hop yet. You was still new to the country and all that. Nigga, when you came to America, you was basically a teenager. You didn't grow up in America. You also don't understand hip-hop culture, champ. You're trying to pretend that you do, but you don't. And that's why you're going to end up putting yourself in a predicament of getting boomed. You understand that? You do realize you don't know who you're talking about. And you're trying to pretend that you're tough. You're trying to pull a whack 100 on Maino. You know that Maino and whack 100 got smoked. Why in the world would you even go this route? And you are in such close proximity to Maino and other people. Huh, champ? And I hope you don't have any plans to go to any concerts close by anytime soon, champ, because it might not go the way you want it to go. If you just tap it in, make sure you smash the like. I'm going to run this little part back one more time, but I'm going to keep it going. It's like 3 minutes long.
Get into it with a New York.
Maino, all the huffing and puffing he doing, when he was there that night when Troy Ave shot at
She is lying.
He ain't had no energy for Troy Ave. He knew that Troy Ave did it. Hey, he had supposedly when the scuffle happened in the green room and the chain dropped, I guess he called himself like he was playing tough. He picked up Troy Ave's chain. He wore it for a year, and then after a year, he came out and said, "Yo, this chain is fake." So Troy Ave started saying, "If my chain is fake, why did you wear the fake chain for a year?" You know what I'm saying?
Prove. Okay. If he stole a chain from Troy Ave, isn't that get back? Hello? If this man popped his wife his girlfriend. If he popped his girlfriend in the face, right? And he took the man's chain and all that, wouldn't that be get back whether the chain is fake or not? This man took your chain in the process. Wouldn't that be some type of get back? Listen, Maino would do you and Troy Ave crazy. I don't know who people think Troy Ave is. Troy Ave is a joke in my city, bro. We've never, ever respected Troy Ave, even before the shooting happened. We always thought he was a cornball. We were not fans of Troy Ave. We thought Troy Ave was a Max B wannabe. We thought Troy Ave was trying to be like a lot of other niggas. Now, has he sold work in the street and did all this? Yeah, but we don't care. We just always thought he was lame. Him telling on Tax Stone, which he did, because Tax Stone blicked his friend because his friend tried to attack Tax Stone because he was mad that Tax Stone said that Troy Ave sucks because the whole New York thinks that Troy Ave sucks. So he tried to get gangster with Tax Stone, and Tax Stone out-gangstered both Troy Ave and his friend who tried to attack Tax Stone, right? So now he tries to play victim and all that nonsense. But you're right. You dig? You're right, though. Troy Ave is a rat, Whack is a rat, and so on and so forth. How are you trying to act like... First of all, Akademiks, if you was in the same situation as Maino was in that situation, you would have ran to the police, correct? If you and Shay Glizzy went to an event and Shay Glizzy got popped in the face, or if you and the other trees that you was with, forgot her name, it doesn't matter right now, got popped in the face, you going to the police, right? You going to the NYPD. Did Maino go to the NYPD? No. Did Maino take Troy Ave saying yes? You're not even built for that type of environment, but got the audacity to be talking like you could last in that situation. If you can't hold your own, why are you talking about somebody who can? If you don't know or haven't been in the street, why are you talking crazy to somebody that is in the street? Unless you want street problems. I'm just asking. Y'all do the math. Let's proceed. Smash the like. Let's keep it going.
So really, this is a guy like it's just that he's not that well known. When I Google Charleston White, a million things come up. When I Google Maino, there's not that much that comes up. I had to look real hard to find it.
You're lying. As soon as you type in Maino, Maino comes up. Stop lying. You're telling the story. Now, some bozos won't come and say, you're glazing Maino. No, I'm not. I know more about Maino than these guys know about Maino. I'm from New York. I understand hip-hop culture. These guys are new. These guys are technically new to hip-hop. Maybe not Charleston White. Charleston White is more familiar with telling on niggas than he is hip-hop. Let's just be real about the situation. Charleston White looked like Stone Cold Steve Austin with Shawn Michaels' eyes. Let's just be clear about the situation. Shawn Michaels damn near cross-eyed nowadays. Picture Stone Cold with Shawn Michaels' eyes and you pretty much got Charleston White. But you just got to give him more of a tan. You heard? Pretty much. This madness has to stop. And it is going to stop. Because if Akademiks think that he going to be able to roll around and talk like this and talk about people's getting clapped at and all that and try to gaslight niggas about how gangster they are, this is when you end up in situations that you don't intend on being in. Because you goofballs try to gaslight niggas that's in the street, and then when street stuff happen to you, you wonder why. You gonna play victim? You're gonna be looking for get well cards, or you're gonna get t-shirts. It can go one of two ways. You're gonna be looking for get well cards and GoFundMes, or you're gonna get t-shirts and have other GoFundMes because people are looking over you at a service. That's what ends up happening. So if something does happen to said persons who want to play gangster or try to play with people who are gangster, just don't feel bad when gangster stuff happened to them. I'm just saying. Run up these lights, gang. We're gonna keep it going.
Going from love and hip hop.
Yeah, but here's the thing. He's trying to drag me to the place where people gonna be like, oh man, now you said that about some street shit, he gotta see you in the streets.
Now you stay in your lane, homie. You keep being our journalist.
Back and forth, they're not witty enough, they're not slick enough.
No, you keep staying in your lane as a journalist. I look for them big bad tough niggas.
Charleston White is telling that nigga to calm. See, even Charleston White, low key, is telling you like, hey, champ, you let me handle it. I mean, somebody gonna do something to Charleston eventually, I guess. I think he wants it at this point. I don't think he cares. Listen to your rat uncle, you heard? Listen to your snitching uncle. He says, hey, look here, Neff, you let me rat on him. You might want to fall back before you get clapped. You might want to chill. Listen to Jerry the Mouse, gang. He's telling you, he's giving you the game, champ. He's giving you the rat game. OG's trying to give you rat game, champ. He's trying to put you on up to speed, champ. He's trying to put you on cheese game. He's trying to up your Velveeta skills, you heard? Because apparently you're not up to par. You're not being a smart Velveeta eater now, are you, champ? You're not. You gonna put yourself in a nasty predicament, champ. You live in Jersey. And you know who else got cribs in Jersey, champ? You gotta stop this. Listen, the gingerbread penguin Jamaican. The ginger flavored penguin Jamaican needs to relax, okay? Before things get real nasty. I'm gonna just say that. Run up these likes, all check. Let's keep it going.
Niggas that bring this shit to the entertainment industry as if they street niggas. So he got my attention. So I'm finna be real disrespectful to that and see if he really with that shit. I wanna see. I really wanna see the way he just talked to you. I wanna see will he give me that same energy. And I'm
Are niggas supposed to be scared of Charleston? I'm gonna call the feds, champ. Yo, listen. Charleston White and Maino like the same age, bro. But Charleston White look like 20 years older than Maino. He could be Maino pops, low key. Maino and Charleston White basically the same goddamn age, bro. No cap. What are we talking about? What are we talking about, bro? Bro said he gonna give me that same energy. Charleston White, you weigh 77 pounds, gang. You weigh 77 pounds, gang. You dig? Like, this is crazy. You the same size as a cartoon character, gang. What are you talking about? You feel me? What are you saying? Bro was crazy. I don't know. These guys are weird.
going to bed, he don't. Don't think 50 Cent will match me, nigga. I don't think Curtis Jackson can match me with my...
Oh, he delusional. Charleston White, you gotta chill, man. You gotta stop this madness. See, who didn't give y'all rat? Then who's making the rat food these days? What are they putting in the cheese these days that got these niggas so hyped? Who's preparing the cheese these days, champ? I don't know. Rat food ain't the same like it used to be back in the day. Now this nigga trying to come for fifth. Leave fifth alone. Fifth is petty. You might want to leave fifth alone, champ. I don't think that's the route you want to go. I don't think that's the route you want to go, champ. That's not a good idea.
With this mouth,
nigga. But you see, here's the thing though. The issue with you, that's why they don't want it, is that they know they can't beat you when they go back and forth.
I'm gonna disrespect their mama, their kid, they dead homie, and tell them I'm gonna call the police. You do something and make him sit on it. Cause don't none of them wanna go to Rock.
And a lot of y'all condone this behavior. Not nobody in my chat specifically, because I don't know. The mayor subs are not weirdos. Bro. Let them do something and I'm gonna call the police. So you're admitting that you're basically not on nothing. So being a sucker is something that you get off on. That's crazy, right? They do anything. Anything. And I'm gonna call the police. And you call yourself a man? That's the acts of a Karen. So these niggas is nigga Karens. That's Karen behavior. You basically amping a nigga up to get him locked up as a straight Karen baby. You're not a man. So you're trying to pop it with people and then get him locked up. That's weird. You're a cornball. You're not a man. You a sucker though. I'm gonna hope and wish they say something back or threaten me, and I'm gonna call the police. You're corny. So your sole purpose is to pop it at people who are really like that, just so you can prove that you're not like that and call the police. Yo, let me tell you something about the police, right? I'm somebody that watched the police run, bro. I've seen the police run in certain situations. If you put the police in a dangerous situation, the police are going to run. Calling the National Guard, calling the feds is different. You're talking about the local police. The local police are doing but so much. You understand what I'm telling you? There's certain places the local police ain't even about to show up. Let's just be very clear, okay? The local police is not as brave as you think they are. The feds, different. They coming prepared. The feds is coming crazy. The National Guard is coming crazy. The local police is not coming that crazy. I ain't gonna lie. But threatening people with the police ain't the best thing because everybody's not scared of the cops either. You calling the police is one thing. Them actually showing up is also another thing. By the way, did y'all know that? You call the cops. The cops ain't always gonna come. They might come the day after. I've seen it. Yo, fam, the only way the police come right away is if somebody got smoked. If nobody got smoked, police ain't coming that quick. If somebody got smoked, the police will be there in an instant. Like that. But if ain't nobody got hit, listen, it might be in the making of somebody getting boomed. They not coming till somebody actually gets boomed. You feel me? That's just how it goes, champ. I'm just telling you how it is, champ. But Charleston knows better than me. He's a police expert, right?
Oh, that's true.
So I hope he gonna come. I show him and ask the dude hit me at the barbershop.
Hey, and that's
bro. Are you he talk about when he got caught up at the barbershop. I didn't see you shoot anybody, champ. I ain't gonna lie. Bro said, ask them what happened when I hit him at the barbershop. I didn't see you point nothing, champ. I did see you get your scalp pummeled by somebody, though. Somebody punished your scalp in there, champ. Somebody ran up in the barbershop. Caught you slipping, champ. Did I see you pull any blicks out? I didn't see that. That footage was not captured, champ. Okay? I don't know.
And that's why they don't want to go back and forth with like you. Because here's the thing. With like you, they prey up on the fact. They say, all right, if we see him, we off, they're like, good. We ain't going to see him. We ain't going to see him.
This guy's delusional. Yo, act. You ain't learned from the last time. Akademiks got a hard time learning stuff. You didn't learn when so you cried to saucy goddamn Santana. And we supposed to believe you're gonna get tough with Maino? Yo, Maino is way more gangster than Jim Jones. I'm just putting it out there. Jim Jones pressed you, but imagine Maino pressing you. You think because the nigga old that he just won't go upside your goddamn scalp, nigga, and knock those ladybug legs out your goddamn scalp, champ? Did you think that for 1 second? Nigga, it's gonna be flying ladybug legs out that thin ass scalp of yours, champ. Did you know that? Maino catch act. Maino is gonna knock the goddamn skinny anorexic ladybug legs out that nigga's scalp, because that's what type of braids he got in his goddamn head. Don't let Maino catch you, champ. Those thin ass braids will go flying, champ. All right, yeah. They're gonna go flying, champ. It's gonna look like a spider in the wind, champ, on a cold ass day. It's gonna look like a goddamn black widow is flying through midair. Actually, that's Akademiks' scalp. Oh, champ. Yeah, champ. That's your scalp, champ. Okay. Might not be in your best interest to run into any of those guys. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. It might be best that you don't go to any more concerts backstage or front row. And to be very specific, don't go to no gangster niggas concerts like Young Boy. Don't go to no gangster niggas concerts, man. Go to Taylor Swift concert. Go to an Adele concert, a Post Malone concert. Don't go to Young Boy concert. Don't go to Cardi concert. Don't go to no gangster niggas concerts. Cause what's gonna happen is somebody gonna see you, champ. Someone's gonna make a guest appearance, and your scalp is gonna do a disappearance. By the way, those braids are mighty thin, champ. I ain't gonna lie. Some thin ass. Yo, man, your braids look like when you got an old ass t-shirt that's detangling. Like you got t-shirt string, champ. Cotton. You know you got your little, you know when your strings on your shirt, champ, and you got to cut the string off and all that. Yeah, that's how your braids is like the same weakness as that. They just this thin, champ. You could barely see it, champ. I ain't gonna lie. You did. You can sew a goddamn hole in a shirt with your braids. All right, you could put those braids in a sewing machine and sew some shit. I ain't gonna lie. You might want to chill, okay? With those sewing machine box braids you got there. All right, just saying. All right, I'm telling you, champ. It's gonna get nasty. You might want to chill, okay? Or check. Wait, there's more. So the nigga is trying to attack Shorty from the Joe Budden podcast. Yeah, he trying to go at Shorty. This who they call Don't Call Me White Girl and all that. So you got more. So now you got problems with Philly. Akademiks, it's not looking good. I ain't gonna lie. Salute to the homie Chick Smooth, man. We gonna jump in. What else you did, champ? What else did you do?
What the do, Chick?
Salute to Chick Smooth.
Hey, Chick Smooth. Appreciate all the coverage that you've been doing. I've been watching your shit for a while. I just subscribed to your shit too, bro.
Oh boy, here we go, you guys. For anybody that ever wanted to see DJ Akademiks on the Joe Budden podcast this year, or possibly next year, sit right there, buddy, because it's gonna be a while. Mona, aka Don't Call Me White Girl, wants all the smoke with DJ Akademiks. After his recent new hire, Mark Lamont Hill, squashed his beef with DJ Akademiks, Joe Budden just realized in real time, oh shit, once again, I just hired somebody that does not like DJ Akademiks. Now, Mona's smoke with DJ Akademiks actually dates back a couple years ago. Mona did a No Jumper interview with Sharp, and she called out Akademiks for doing war in Chirac. Not only that, but Mona also told Akademiks, you're built like a dyke. Here's what she said a couple years ago about him.
We let real dweeb.
Maino wasn't the only one that called son a very masculine auntie. See, I knew it wasn't just goddamn Maino who called Akademiks a masculine auntie. That's a code word, by the way. Can't say that those D words. You heard? You know, masculine auntie, but rhymes with bike. That word that starts with a D. Yeah. See, I knew he wasn't the only one that called a nigga a very masculine auntie, champ. But let's continue.
That wouldn't even jump out the car to cop a beer illegal. They would have a hard time getting it. They'd be paying $30 for a can of beer because they don't know nothing. We gorillas. Like, once you survive the street and you don't rat, you're not dead. I ain't got that, or they ain't put me in no chair. I'm a gorilla. You feel what I'm saying? I'm better than you because I survived that shit, period. And the thing about street people is we have knowledge that you can't just go get a degree in. You can have a degree in whatever you want. You can't learn, I know. And I damn near can't teach it. You understand what I'm saying? That look down, that whole like, they're thugs, they have criminal records. That's why you can't be in this culture reporting on it. That's why Akademiks shouldn't have been the person reporting on all of Chicago. Because he ain't from 63rd. Like, he don't know how we let these people come in the culture and talk. Look at the people we talked about, Gil and Wallow. Gil locked up doors, kicked in over some him in his jail. And she was a square and open her mouth and ain't tell. This lady's a makeup artist. You understand what I'm saying? I'll do a dub for robbery. Like these street lessons, cause they walked on them streets. We let people that's really like in the culture that don't have Vlad, Akademiks, trap lore. I don't understand how they're allowed to do that shit.
She was speaking facts. And this was like 2 years ago. But Trap Laro's been doing that nonsense since then. And before then too. She ain't capping. There's too many nerds that got an opinion on stuff that they ain't been through or seen for themselves. That's problematic. You ain't been around no gang members. You ain't been around no dope. You ain't been in no trap house. You ain't been nowhere. What do you know about that life? Nothing. You're scared of that life. You're just obsessed with something that you can't even dwell in. That you didn't have to see. A lot of nerds got an obsession with a criminal life. For what? She ain't say one lie, but Akademiks thinks he's tough. But I could put money up that Mona might knock all of those goddamn sewing machine braids out son's scalp, though. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't get it. Shit, lightweight Adam. Like, I don't get how the white boys could just come in and do that. Akademiks, I don't want to hear from him.
I don't want to hear
can't.
nothing from him neither.
Let's do a challenge. Put Akademiks in the back of the car, take him to a local weed block, and we challenge him to go buy the eighth. With a corona mask, not even on no shit. Fitted cap, regular mask, so they just don't know you Akademiks. And I want to see you walk up to the local and get an eighth. And don't kick that. I don't smoke weed. He responded to this fat bitch, I don't smoke weed. Well, you might gotta buy an eighth for the bitch, because I know she ain't fuck you because you. Built like a dyke. Built like a motherfucking lesbian. He built like a 40-year-old lesbian. He's like a female Manny Fresh.
Now, recently on their Patreon episode, while they were talking about Maino and DJ Akademiks going at each other, Mona brought up war in Chirac once again. She went on to say, yo, I don't really like Akademiks. While I was researching him, his come up, I realized this guy was using war in Chirac, where he was making fun of kids dying out in Chicago, to basically come up in hip-hop. Now, it's always very interesting to watch anytime one person in the room has smoke with somebody everybody else likes. Akademiks has already been up on the Joe Budden podcast. Not only that, last year, DJ Akademiks was at Joe Budden's birthday party. So obviously, Joe, Ice, and Ish are not going to say anything negative about Akademiks. And of course, Mark Lamont Hill was not going to join in either. He just recently squashed his beef with Akademiks, so Mona was left on an island all by herself. Here it is.
And it was long too, but I think my favorite part by far was when he compared their dicks. Maino basically said in so many words that he knows the whores, he knows the hoes, he's in the streets, and the hoes call Act chicken nugget. I would like to also say I've heard the same. He said that he is a big dick dominator. He said something like that.
Dictator.
And, he's a big dick dictator. And don't talk to him like that. You can't even stand with him or
How does that come back to you? Somebody's like news about their shit being chicken nugget.
With me, because I told this to Joey, I'm the type of person, if my friends say they fuck somebody, the first thing I say is like, how's the...
If a shorty is saying, I don't even want to talk about it. If a shorty is saying that your Frank is microscopic, champ, well, that's what the goddamn is, champ. By the way, yeah, champ. If it's being said that it is of microscopic proportions, champ, well, that's what it is. Yeah, champ. Yeah, champ. Yeah. Silent hashing? Silent hash assing? Her voice too deep now. I'm scared. What that? You're not from New York and you're not from the Northeast. That's why you never heard a woman sound like this. But I get it, champ. I understand. I get it. Shorty clearly smokes a lot and he's from a very rough part of town. You heard? Oh, champ. Penny Proud says CW was 48, Maino was 52. CW was 84. Reverse them numbers, you heard? Gotta reverse them numbers. You got it wrong, champ. If a shorty is saying that your Frank is of microscopic proportions, That's what it goddamn is, champ. All right. That's what it is. I ain't gonna lie. Oh, that's
pussy. How was it? You know what I mean? So right there. And not to mention, if you fuck somebody like Akademiks, as big as his mouth is, you're going to say something about that dick being little because it's funny. You know what I mean? Especially his build. He already built like a baby mom. So it's like built like baby mom with this little ass dick. It's funny as shit. Yes, I'm not a big fan of him. I hope that's not nobody's cousin. I said that with love.
I mean, him and I had one of the biggest shows ever. That's all.
I said your little show.
We ain't gonna talk about
You made it. You made the show.
We all had a hand in it.
Oh, you don't fuck with that?
Oh, listen, I just don't.
Did you not gather that from the last?
Listen.
2 minutes?
Do y'all really want to know? Do y'all really want to know for real? When I found out the history of him, like how he started, I was just like, what the fuck? People let that fly? Like the reporting on Chicago and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of people that are like not in the streets at all, doing all street content. I just don't get that. Like, you know what I mean? I just feel like you have to be at least adjacent to it to be able to report on it. You know what I mean? In my personal opinion. I don't want to hear shit from a square that wouldn't even walk through these blocks they discuss every day. I don't. That's my personal opinion.
I don't know if I agree. I think good coverage is good coverage.
How can you cover it good if you don't understand it, never seen it, never...
How you gonna have good coverage over something you don't understand? So then you just speaking from the perspective of somebody who ain't around it. I'm just asking. Good coverage. So Trap the Ross saying or speaking on the supposed 19 bodies that young boy got is good coverage, right? I don't think that's good coverage at all. I think that's somebody trying to help the feds lock up a prominent rapper. Bro said in the video distinctly the feds might have had a hard time finding out who's responsible for these bodies. But I'ma solve that. You're the police, champ. You're a problem. You're alleging that this rapper are responsible for these cold case murders is nasty work. Why are you so invested? Why do you want to get this guy locked up so bad? Why are you mocking this guy wearing these sex money murder flags in the video? It's weird. It's weird. But let's continue.
Been there, never been close to it. How can you cover it well? How?
Would that be the same thing as if you compared like I won't say Stephen A, but someone who's never actually played the sport or someone who's not actually involved in that way, but still able to speak about it in a way that sounds like they know what they talk.
Stephen A. Smith played basketball. What are you talking about, bro?
Talking about?
No.
You wouldn't be the same?
No. People lose their lives in the street. It's a
Not
different
just that,
thing.
it's a politics that come in the street that if you discussing it from a wide array, you might not understand.
There's a politics that come with everything that you
not like
you compare to the sports.
I'm saying, well, she's saying because he's never come from the streets, he's never done any of the things that happen in the streets, he shouldn't be able to report on it. I'm not saying she's right or wrong. I'm just saying, I think if you're a good reporter and you have enough knowledge on how to find out information on something, you can report on it in an honest way, even though you have not experienced it yourself.
I didn't say he shouldn't. I'm just giving you the difference between the streets and sports. I didn't say he can't report on it.
Yeah, the politics of sports is much more widely discussed than the politics of
street stuff.
Streets, illegal enterprises.
Right, because a lot of times what I see
more
is
accurately and openly.
Okay.
Well, a lot of times what I see is people report on the streets, and then it's always this little twang of like disgust almost, like, you know, they're stupid, or it was like you don't understand it enough to even have that opinion. You know what I mean? Like I don't. This is my personal opinion, especially when people he built his whole shit off that. I never knew that. That's how he started with the reporting on all the drill stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so many people lost their lives in Chicago. It's ground zero for that. That's where, in my opinion, Chicago influenced the country, the world. I listened to drill from Germany. You know what I mean? And it's like real drill music has real crime in it. It's assault and murder in it. So, you know.
I feel you. I don't know enough about it to comment on it.
See,
you don't?
No. And the reason why I don't, I'm talking about acts, or like I'm talking about in terms of the academics part of it. I just don't know. I don't know his backstory, so I don't know enough about it.
From what I heard, he was reporting on Chicago.
Now, to be fair, Akademiks has since taken accountability for war in Chirac so many times. He was actually confronted by a bunch of people out in Chicago for it a couple years back on Clubhouse. And on top of that, he's also done actual interviews with the people he was covering in Chicago. People like G Herbo, Chief Keef, Lil Reese. These guys have all sat down with him and done interviews, And they've also given him props for doing the war in Chirac.
I would cover Chicago again, just way different. Yeah, I wouldn't do the nicknames. You know what I mean? Yeah. That was at a time where shit, it felt like it was okay. Yeah. Me growing up, I'm like, nah.
When we was young, it was funny though. Like we was tweaking off this shit. Like, man, he calling this nigga the Grand Reaper. He just calling this nigga Max Payne. He doing this. He calling this nigga this. You feel what I'm saying?
By the way, Lil Reese did put out a tape called Grim Reaper.
So if the people that you're doing content on don't feel offended, you're probably not trying to hear anybody else's opinion on it. I'm just keeping it real with you guys.
I'm gonna say this. It don't gotta be offended. It's not about if they offended or not. It's just the fact that they not looking at it from the perspective of how it can affect everybody else, if that makes sense. I mean, at the end of the day, bro is talking about people who really got smoked. Obviously, the person who didn't get smoked ain't gonna have a problem with it. But they talk about Lil Jojo who got smoked. I remember when Lil Jojo got smoked back in like 2012 or 2013. And Lil Jojo got smoked. That was like everybody's introduction to smoking on ops. Like everyone's real introduction to somebody smoking on a pack. Because that was very foreign to a lot of people. Hearing about somebody getting smoked and then making a song dissing the person that got smoked. When Little JoJo got smoked in Chicago and Chief Keef did that song, that was new to a lot of people because nobody like, damn, he just made a song dissing bro after he just got smoked. That's the drill music. That's the introduction to drill music for a lot of people. Now that's not the first time somebody got dissed who got smoked, but for majority of people, it was the first time they've realized and seen someone get smoked and get dissed on the record. You dig? Reese, you see the level of energy Ak has for Shorty, but when it comes to Maino, he ran to Charleston White. He's a cornball. But real talk, Charleston White kind of backdooring Akademiks in a way because you talking crazy, talking about Maino's girl getting popped in the face and what he didn't do. You better hope nobody tries to do nothing to you. Actually, champ, hope and pray, champ. You remember where you live. I'm going to just say that. I'm just saying.
Outside of Vic Mensa, there hasn't been too many popular artists in Chicago that was actually pissed off that Akademiks was doing war in Chirac. Now, last night, DJ Akademiks responded back to Mona, and here's what he said.
And you're trying to say, well, there's lame people and not lame people. Well, the lame dudes created this for the most part. And again, we're not talking just podcasts. We're talking about, when we talk about how digitally media happens now, I think I played a great part in it because you know what? You get the Dusty Dyke bitch over Joe Budden podcast. I don't even know who she is. She can't stop talking about me. They keep talking about the war in Chirac, which, by the way, completely incorrect. The war in Chirac ain't won't pop me off, but you know, the uneducated scammers like that will say that. And by the way, Shorty, please don't hop in a beef. If you ever want to squabble, let me. Oh, and people been saying you've been talking.
Ever want to squabble, she going knock them goddamn sewing machine box sprays out your goddamn scalp, champ. I'll put money that Mona change your scalp. I ain't gonna lie. Ever want to squabble, careful what you say and wish for, champ. Alright. What happened the last time you talked crazy to a female, man? Outside of the whole Treasure Wilson situation. What happened the last time you was talking crazy? Was that Carisha Please you was talking crazy to? Who came and got you together after the whole Carisha slander you was doing? Saucy Santana, champ. Oh, champ. Don't make him bring Saucy outside, champ. That's the last thing. We don't want to see you cry again, champ. Nigga crying about a mook. Nigga talking about knocking him out and taking his months. Whole time you really supposed to be saying you gonna boom this nigga. Said, nigga, you come, I'm going to boom you, champ. This scary ass nigga crying. I don't like it. Shut up, nigga. And what, you was in your 30s doing that nasty work, and the niggas you was talking to was saying, "I know you're not crying." Like, nigga, why are you crying? This nigga imagining Saucy Santana taking his buns because he know he can't fight. Nasty work. You sounded very defeated, champ. I ain't gonna lie. Stop talking crazy, champ, before it get nasty.
Talking shit. But here's the thing, you're not relevant enough. You're filling out the Melissa Ford slot, shorty. I know, and by the way, I went over to their Reddit to see the vibe. They want me to check you since Ice and Ish won't check you. You taking over the show, talking over people. Bitch, we don't want to hear the dyke bitch that's a white.
Ish not gonna check nobody, nigga. He look like Jason Kidd and Deron Williams put together, nigga. Who the hell is Ish gonna check? That nigga name is Jason Williams, Deron Kidd, nigga. Ish. Ish, all chant. Ice, all chant. Yo, listen, it's Coxville on the Joe Budden podcast is Coxville. Salute to Queens Flip because he's from Queens. I won't slander Queens Flip. And I actually met Queens Flip before. Won't slander Queens Flip. But anybody else? It's Coxville in there, I ain't gonna lie. You know Joe Budden likes to watch his girl get plowed and all that. Like Adam 22 do. Salute to Bama in the building. I see it, champ. Let's keep it going, man.
White chick, come from Philly, nothing attractive, just saying a bunch of dumb shit, limited knowledge and limited vocabulary. We don't want her taking over the podcast, okay? Joe's too scared to kind of say something because you giving that masculine energy. So they're hoping, you come in and simmer her down that the cast could be a little bit more calibrated. I've done a lot of favors. I'll do this one later. She's just not that relevant. She's just not that relevant. I got to give it up no matter what, because you know what? I'm all about let's keep the same energy. You know, everybody said, yo, Maino's tough. Yo, you talk shit to X, Y, and Z. You ain't going to say nothing to Maino because Maino's tough. All right, bet. So I got to keep the same energy. Bet. Let me do the Maino shit. Cool. Then you get the dyke-looking bitch on Joe Budden podcast. Like, is she piling on? Like, ho, we don't know you, shorty. Like, you on Joe Budden podcast, keep doing what you're doing. I ain't even mad at you or whatever you're doing, but it's like, nigga, you've been trying to get on my radar. I don't know you. You're just like this ugly dyke old bitch, bro. Like, come on. That sound like you've been smoking cigarettes for 25 years. I don't want to get on your ass because, number one, I don't...
You know what's crazy?
I know how that's going to go. It's going to be in your favor.
What's crazy is Akademiks has created a nasty predicament for himself. Listen, once you present smoke to all these people, and remember, we're not talking about regular people. You're not talking to goddamn Meek Mill and Lil Baby, by the way. You're talking to people who might really do you, champ. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm just saying, all right? Run up these likes, man.
On social media. Bitches is gonna want to support you because they're gonna think, because that's what they do. They support these loser ass thinking that's how they take me down. But then you got the bitch on Joe Budden podcast. Bruv, I don't know if Joe not paying you enough. Joe getting $20 million. You don't need to do that cloud chasing because I don't think nobody even watch your shit. I think you got your own podcast. You know Joe, my mans. Me and Joe, we had an iconic show. Bro, don't bring your little issue with me over there. Like, keep it on your podcast and nobody watch it. Like, Joe not gonna give you a raise. He's getting $20 million. Y'all keep getting y'all $300 or whatever the fuck y'all getting. It's okay. So that's my thing. But it's like Voltron. They're all trying to form because here's the thing.
Voltron ain't
when you're popular.
Voltron ain't good for you. Voltron means there's a bunch of street Voltrons that's gonna knock those thin braids out your scalp, champ. Salute to Reese Yamaguchi with $5 in town taxes who says, champ, they said Maino got more videos on YouTube for choking people out than his music discography. LMAO, Akadiddy, better watch out. He better. Cause I don't think this is gonna be good soon. I ain't gonna lie. It's about to get nasty. And you talking about a female like this. You didn't talk nowhere near crazy to Maino the way you talking to her. Because in your heart of hearts, you're scared to death of Maino. But you said something to a chick, you think that it's gonna be okay. Wrong again, champ. I ain't gonna lie, wrong again.
I keep telling you, it's like a Drake effect. I'm not necessarily calling myself Drake and this shit, but that does work.
Now, first off, Joe, do not fall for the bait, brother. Akademiks wants you to start cracking the whip, start making Mona feel uncomfortable, which eventually might lead to her leaving the podcast or possibly getting fired. Don't do it. And now, secondly, everybody knows Mona is a verbal crash out. She does not give a fuck who talks about her or what people say about her. And you gotta remember, she's a comedian, somebody who jokes and insults people professionally for a living. And she's also from Philly. So if it comes down to it, she will put hands on you in person. However, the only thing is, I don't think Joe is going to give her much of a chance and opportunity to really go at Akademiks on the podcast. The same way we saw Joe Budden quickly snip Mark Lamont Hill going at Akademiks, that's what I'm going to assume is going to happen here. Even though if you guys listen to the podcast, no matter what, Mona is still going to get in her jokes. Personally, I don't see much coming from this. I think eventually somebody's going to catch her up to speed with everything, and who knows, she might still hate Akademiks after that. But you guys get in the comments below, who do you guys think is right?
Hey, salute the Chigs, man. Yo, listen, there was some bozo who can't be seen who was saying how New York is soft and all that. Go to New York. If New York is so soft, go to Brownsville, go to Southside, go to the Floss, go to Harlem, go to goddamn the South Bronx, go to these hoods, go to Ravenswood, go to these hoods. If New York, so go to these hoods popping it. Go ahead. Let's see if you make it out. Let's see if you make it out, shit. That's what I'm saying. Don't tell me New York is soft. I really don't care what you think. If you think NY is so soft, go to the hoods. Go to these hoods, shit. See how soft it is. Matter of fact, go to where the Indian folks is at, because they popping it. Go to where the Chinese folks is at, because right now they popping it. You don't even have to go see any black folk. Champ, you could go to some Asians that's on top of it. You see what happens. Champ, you don't even have to go to a black area. Go somewhere in the LES, somewhere where there's some Asian folks at there. You'll see. You'll see, champ. I don't gotta say nothing. Niggas is crazy, man. We gonna get to some comments, man. Panther Jones says when Akademiks pass away, nobody's gonna care. Maybe. You spell Bed-Stuy wrong. Domo says when I grew up, I'm running away. It's cold as hell in Detroit. I hate it here. You better get the hell out of Detroit, champ. It's pretty brick that way. Ain't gonna lie. You dig? 504 Roller says, I hate when niggas say that I don't care what city it is. The hoods are the same. And they have niggas that's with it. Oh, yeah. Bro. It don't matter where you go. A hood is a hood anywhere. It can get crazy anywhere, man. You don't know where it's crazy at. But if you think a certain place is not crazy, people who say stupid stuff like that ain't been nowhere. That's the problem. When you see niggas say foolishness out of their mouths like, oh, y'all soft. You ain't been nowhere, though. How would you know where's soft? A lot of bozos came to New York and learned the hard way, trying to act like New York is soft. Niggas will boom you, nigga. Is you dumb? Is you dumb? You think this is all for play, nigga? You think it's just a movie? You think all the stuff you see is in a movie? Look, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who think that Atlanta is soft. Go to Atlanta popping it and see what happens to you, champ. Go to Atlanta. You think Atlanta is soft? You think Thug is this? You think Future is that? Go to Atlanta popping it. Go ahead. See what happens, champ. Reese Yamaguchi says, champ, you ain't even got to name boroughs. Act or anybody ain't leaving the basement. He goes places. He just not in the hood. And he shouldn't be in the hood unless he wants to get robbed. If Act pop up to anybody's hood, it's not a good idea. You dig? Domo says they get busy in Tennessee. I thought I was going to work them country niggas. Nope, not at all. Oh, you found out the hard way. Oh, champ. Panther Jones says, listen, America's not soft. I got family down south in New York. I remember when down south in New York was beefing. Neither don't. It's a long time ago, champ. But listen, gang. Do the man a favor, man. And make sure you hit that like if you have not hit that like, man. Smash up on the like button. Share the video. And if when this video is over, I need y'all to make sure y'all hit that hype button and hype up the video. Hype up the video because it helps the channel in a major way. So if you would hype up the video, that would be great. Also, me and the homie Tough Stino will be doing a roast-a-thon Friday. I'm going to be promoting it early. I ain't going to lie. But we're going to be doing a roast-a-thon on Friday. Make sure you pop out. Hit the notifications on that. Set the reminders and all that. Because if you miss it, you miss it. Everything will be on Patreon after the fact because it doesn't stay up on YouTube. Okay? Hit the hype button. But one more thing before we get all the way up out of here. You ready, gang? It's the man. The one and only New York Mayor, F. Mob Donnie. And you're rocking with the 10 favorite Showface news. It's Big Gotham. Everybody knows the town versus everybody at all times, man. Smash up on the like, share the video, and hype the video. I'm out of here, gang. Salute.